brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm Luscious Barbie, and I'll be guiding you through today's episode. I'm so excited to present today's guests. On today's episode, we have author, entrepreneur, Carla Mingo. And we have Daisha Board, the owner of Daisha Board Gallery. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. The man in the kitchen, connecting the dots from entertainment to food, giving us wisdom every day. Give it up for our host, Ricky Booker.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. There are so many things in the world that brings us together. Good food, a little bit of conversation does it every time. And in the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, we love feeding your soul. Today's guest, she's a social media influencer, an author, and also a breast cancer survivor. Let's give a warm welcome for Carla Mingo. Hey, come on in here. How you doing? Nice to have you.
How are you?
Pretty good. We're going to talk about food, your career, what you got going on,
Okay.
your books.
Awesome.
Everything, but first of all, I always like talking about the disasters.
Okay.
This ain't really a disaster, though.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about how you couldn't get the icing and stick on the cake.
Okay, so I have a YouTube channel and I do some baking episodes and home decor. And so I decided to do a tutorial on how to make a sweet German chocolate cake, which is one of my favorites, but I know it's very difficult. And so everything was going very well, and then I got to the icing part, and when I was putting the icing on the cake, the icing just started sliding off the cake, and I was filming myself for the YouTube channel.
So was it live or was it
It wasn't live,
Okay.
It was pre-recorded, but there was nothing I can do because it just kept sliding, and so I just kind of just played it off and patted it on and and it's on YouTube right now, German chocolate cake. It came out good though, it was delicious.
So it was good, so
it was
the
still
icing
good.
just was a mistake. So what was it? You put too much sugar in it and it didn't dry? What?
I still haven't figured that out.
How long ago was that?
That was like a year ago.
And you still ain't figured it
I
out?
have not made
You
one
still
since.
teaching people how to bake cakes on YouTube?
Not that one. I haven't done that one
Hey,
yet.
I can't do cakes. I can't do pastries. I can't do none of that. So I ain't gonna even sit here and try to clown you about it.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about the YouTube channel anyway. Is it all recipes that you're teaching people on?
So the YouTube channel is a lifestyle channel, and it has like recipes for people who are not really cooks, because I'm not really a cook.
Okay.
So I wanted to make recipes that were really easy for people and show them like, if I can do it, you can do it. So I have all kind of things on there for that, and then home decor. I love home decor. So there are lots of tutorials on decorating your house and just a lot of fun things.
I'm gonna have to go and check that out. What's the YouTube channel?
It's Carla Mingo.
Carla Mingo? Oh, that's easy.
Yes.
You know, everybody always say Mingo. That's not a common name. So when they say that's just like one of my cast members today was like, is that Mark's wife? And I said, yeah, that's Mark's wife. And how'd you know? Because of the last name.
Yes, very different. People always ask me about that name.
But we're going to talk a little bit more about what you got going on at the sit down with your book,
Okay.
the career, a little bit more about the YouTube channel. But we always do something in the middle of the show. We're going to go back and see what Luscious has going on.
All right.
Keep telling you, it gets so exclusive here at the Breakfast Brothers. We're still on the red carpet at the ribbon cutting, and I'm here with
Dallas City Councilman Casey Thomas.
all right, you heard it, City Councilman. So let the people know that's watching, what does the City Councilman do?
Well, the City Councilman helps the mayor run the city. That's what we do.
All right.
Absolutely.
That was simple enough, okay? And I know you've been to the Breakfast Brothers before, all right? What's your favorite meal at the Breakfast Brothers?
You know, I was actually on the show.
You were?
Yeah, and my choice was the fried lobster tails and the shrimp.
Okay. You heard it, fried lobster tails, shrimp. Councilman, you hear how exclusive it is at the Breakfast Brothers. Stay tuned right here.
Okay, we're here at the sit down, and Carla Mingo ordered chicken and waffles from Breakfast Brothers, probably her favorite. And our lovely Tatiana is going to bring it.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
You ready for us to feed your soul?
Yes, I am so
Yeah,
excited.
she got the red velvet waffle, too.
Yes,
Okay,
I've
so-
never had a red velvet waffle, so I'm
yeah.
so excited. It's my favorite flavor.
I'm finna say no syrup, but you don't need syrup anyway. So
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you take a bite of that. I always let individuals get started, and we're gonna talk and eat, just like we was at home at the table. Talk and eat, but just don't talk.
Sounds good. I'm gonna try this waffle
Go ahead.
first. That's
Do your
what I'm most
thing.
excited about.
Red velvet waffle. Dun 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 dun. The moment of truth.
Okay, here we go.
And the icing didn't fail on that. I know how to do icing on stuff. So my icing didn't fail. See the icing on there?
This is so delicious.
I'm gonna say you got to get the salt and the sweetness together. So you got to have some
I'm
chicken.
about to get some chicken now, right now.
Okay.
Yes.
You hear the crunch?
Oh my gosh, the flavor is perfect. It goes so good with that waffle.
Yeah.
It's good.
So did we feed your soul?
You fed my soul. Yes, sir.
That's the only way to touch. You got to touch it down deep, down low. Okay, we're gonna get started because I'm real excited about some of the things that you got here. I see you have some of your things that you make, and also we want to talk about the book first. Tell us a little bit about what the inspiration behind writing a book.
Sure. So in 2017, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It just came out of the blue, and I thought I was handling it very well. I was like, okay, I'm going to do the more aggressive treatment, and I opted to do a bilateral mastectomy so that I wouldn't have to deal with it again. And then after I dealt with that, immediately things start happening in my life, like a lot of things happening. My best friend died. I lost my job, and this was all within 6 months, and it really, really was very hard for me, and it just pretty much brought me to my knees. Like I literally was like, God, why is this happening to me? And so in that, he revealed to me that he wanted me to share my story, which is why I was going through everything I was going through.
Right.
And that inspired me to write the book.
And what's the name of it? Peace.
The book is called Peace, Passion, and Purpose.
Okay. And
Making your
also-
life lessons your blessings, basically.
Okay. So if you can tell anyone some motivation you would give someone dealing with breast cancer and their loved ones, what would it be?
The thing that I would say about when you are diagnosed with breast cancer, it's very scary, first of all, because you just don't know what all that you have to face with it. And I say the very first thing that you should think about, and this is with any trial in your life, and that's why the book is about all different kinds of trials, but the main thing is that every trial is designed to help you grow and be better. It's really, trials can be good. And if you always look at your trials as an opportunity, not something that's going to bring you down,
Right.
but something that's going to lift you up, then you see that trial differently. And then all of a sudden it helps your spirit, it helps your relationship with God, your trust with God, because then you know that even though this was meant to bring me down, it's not. I'm going to flip it and make it to my advantage.
And you're absolutely correct with that. What I do, I love doing what I do. And once you get to the point where you're in the direction where God have you in,
Yes.
it seems so much easier.
Yes.
So with the book, writing your book, becoming an author, then you transitioning into Carla Mingo, your products, your home LLC products. Tell us a little bit about that. How did this come about?
Yeah, so after I wrote the book, Peace, Passion, and Purpose, because I really wanted people to find their peace, passion, and purpose in life. And so I decided to then start a YouTube channel, which I love home decor. So I wanted to show people how to decorate their homes and make their homes very cozy. And I launched my channel in January of 2020. And so, as you all know, a few months later, COVID hit.
Right.
I had no idea, but I launched this channel in January, and all I was doing was cooking and decorating my house. And then all of a sudden, everybody was at home. And so guess what? Everybody was on YouTube watching YouTube videos. And so
Yep.
my channel blew up. I became monetized, and it was just so exciting. It just really fed my passion. And so from the YouTube channel, I then developed the products to go along with the home
Right,
decor.
because you had proper time. And you say everybody was at home and your situation blew up. I blew up too. Sitting at home almost 2 years, all I did was eat
Yes.
and cook. But that's some of the things that it almost seemed like it was 2 years in the house. It's just,
It felt like that,
right.
yes.
And for you to put that together, so it gave you time to do some of the things that you did now.
Absolutely. I know COVID was hard for a lot of people, but
Right.
it was an opportunity for me to really get my business launched and really think about what I wanted and really to help other people, because COVID had people really going through a lot. Divorces, depressed, losing jobs. A lot of people were suffering, and I wanted to create products for people where they could find some peace in their life, or they maybe need to find their passion, or either find a purpose while they were at home. So that was my mission.
And It always obstacles starting businesses. Name some of the things, you know, you already spoke on a few of them, but name some of the things that just almost just made you give up.
Oh, wow. So during the time I was working on this business, which actually took me a year to launch this business, my mom got really sick and we had to move her here and take care of her, and she ended up being on hospice, and my sister and I had to take care of her. And this was all in the process of developing and designing all my products, because I design these products. I make these from scratch by hand. I don't source those or anything. So I was also taking care of her, but she was my motivation. And so I just, even by her bedside, I was working on my laptop, working on my business, but it was really tough. It was tough to keep my focus on why. And so just having to teach myself how to make body butter, how to make candles, how to run a business, how to build a website. It's a lot of moving parts when you're coming up with a business idea. And I think that people sometimes struggle with basically just taking their time and really planning out the steps to it. And I just took my time with it. I didn't have a timeline that was someone else's timeline. I set my own timelines, and I just took my time and got it right.
Right. So if I was wanting some of these products, if any of the viewers was wanting some of these products, where can they get these?
So all of these products are on my website, carlamingohome.com. And so that's where you can get the products, you can get the book. There's also a link to my YouTube channel as well. And I have actually something for you.
Okay.
So
I love gifts.
You want to get a gift? I have a particular gift for you. So let me give that to you. I have several gifts actually.
So some lotion. I stay ashy.
Are you ashy? Well, your skin is gonna be glowing, and you're gonna smell good.
Okay.
Okay. So the first gift, I have a couple things. The first gift I have is for the lady in your life.
Okay.
Right. So this is a gift box that you can purchase, and inside I have the body butter, candle, and soap collection. So this is for her, and this is really, it makes a great gift.
Okay.
For someone.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then I also have a men's line of body butter and soap. And so this is for you. Well, here, I'm gonna give it to you.
This is packaged very well too. I'm looking at this. This is almost straight. You know, hold this for Valentine's. I'm gonna hold this for Valentine's Day. So February coming, that's why I don't have to buy nothing.
That's perfect. No, you know what? That's perfect, actually.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
I see y'all over there laughing at me. Okay, that's what we got right here. Okay.
And so my men's collection is called M in Black. I named it after my husband, Mark.
Okay.
Because he's just a man's man. Like, he is just,
Oh yeah.
he's a man's man. You know my husband.
I know her husband. Yes, he is.
And so the ladies have peace, passion, and purpose. And so the men's line is chill, intense, and ambition.
Smells good.
So this is the chill, and this is just if you just want to relax and not be, have it. It's very fresh and clean.
So being that it's shaped better, I can put it on my head too, because I like rubbing it after I get through shaving my head to keep that shine.
Yes.
And without them bumps being on there too as well. So
It's
I
all
like that. It smells
natural.
good.
You can put it anywhere, and then there's a soap to go with it.
Tell everybody once again where they can find your line.
So you can find all of my products at Carla Mingo. Oh, that's Carla with a K.
I was getting ready to say that. It's Carla with a K.
CarlaMingoHome.com.
I love having you on the show, and thank you so much for coming on. And keep up the good work. And I'm gonna start buying some of these products too as well, so I can go online and buy them. So I'm gonna send stuff to my mom and my sisters and them in Oklahoma City.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna say this one for the lady in my life for Valentine's Day. That's 2 more months. It's free, no. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we got Daisha Board. Our next guest, she's the founder of Black Sheet Art Culture, Inc., and also the owner of Daisha Board Gallery. Let's give a warm welcome for Daisha Board. Good to see you.
You too.
Again.
Yes, sir.
Because last time I seen you, I came to a show at your gallery maybe about a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and I forget the gentleman's name, but anyway, I was there and it was nice.
Thank you.
But I always have to talk about disasters, but you don't have a disaster in the kitchen.
No.
Tell me about your kids telling you that your husband cooked better than you. What's that about?
Well, we have a friendly competition.
Okay.
And my husband is a true alpha male,
Oh,
Gemini
yeah.
man.
What?
Yes.
What's
knows
his
way-
birthday?
May 23rd.
I'm May 27th.
Oh, see? See?
You're sitting next to another Gemini,
That's
but
right.
go ahead.
But yeah, we have a friendly competition. The kids always try to figure out who's the best cook. He is, hands down. But I have a few dishes that I'm good at.
Finna say, what's their favorite? Macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, baked
Okay.
ziti. So.
Oh,
I
baked
do.
ziti. That's my girlfriend's favorite meal. So if you can cook some baked ziti, she'd be your best friend.
Yes, love it, love it. But he is a better cook, though.
But the most amazing thing to me that I found out about you, you're one of the black females in Dallas-Fort Worth with the only gallery.
Yes.
Tell me how that came about.
Well, 2017, I was laid off from my corporate job. I was working in finance and real estate, and I just really decided I wasn't going to work for anyone else. I really wanted to pursue something more
Totally get
passionate,
that.
more with a purpose in my life, and I love art. My family collects art. We go to museums and galleries, but I needed to figure out how I can manage a business out of my passion.
Right. And that's, man, it's your gallery. When I walked in, and I've passed that area, and I passed your gallery 100 times. I got a apartment not too far from there, and I never knew that was there until a gentleman invited me there. And man, just the vibe and the pleasantry of how you got it set up, and it's almost kind of like inside of here, being inside of here. So you done an amazing job, man. That one gentleman, when I went, had some amazing pieces.
Joey
It was
Brock.
like, yeah, what was his name again?
Joey Brock.
Yes, man, it was amazing. But we're gonna talk a little bit more about the sheep, the black sheep culture, and all those things that you got going on at the sit down. I want to get in depth about how, you keep going as a black female in the culture that you're in, especially when it comes to art.
That's right.
But in time being, we're gonna go back and see what Luscious has going on.
Right, I'm still here at the red carpet. We're at the ribbon cutting of the second location, Redbird location, and I know these are two familiar faces, but I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself. I'm here with
M.E.
and
Romello.
okay, and as the chain says, Wings World, okay? But another exclusive part that you absolutely have to come into the restaurant here at the Redbird location, because if you haven't noticed that the wall is filled with celebrity brothers and the brothers that have impacted our community. And guess whose faces is on the wall?
Uh-oh. Yep.
Absolutely. So when you come into the restaurant, make sure you look for these two, because these two have taken over the city as well, and we are glad to have them. So until next time, you already know, let's go.
All right, we're here at the set down with Daisha Board, and she actually ordered the fried salmon and grit bowl, and our lovely Tatiana's bringing it, and a side of mac and cheese.
Hey, Daisha. You ready for us to feed your soul?
Yes, ma'am.
Lord have mercy. Well, I'm gonna go, like I said, I always like for everybody to dig right in. We're gonna have a conversation, let you eat, and
Okay.
don't worry about eating with your mouth open, none of that. We at home.
Oh my gosh. I've never had it fried.
You never had
before,
fried?
or
Oh,
fried
yeah.
salmon.
Yeah, a
No.
lot of people haven't.
Oh my gosh.
Then we put a special gravy on it too as well.
Oh my gosh.
So what
It's
you think?
slamming. It's slamming.
Okay. So that's coming straight from the woman that understands the culture of beauty when it comes to art. So that's the same thing.
Yes.
That's art.
Yes, beautifully curated.
Yes. So,
Love it.
well, I don't want you to get too comfortable in eating it, because you'll start eating the whole time. We're gonna start talking about what's going on with you in your career, and I've really been excited about interviewing you and what's going on in your world. Let's talk a little bit first about the black sheep culture. What is that?
So Black Sheep Art Culture was my nonprofit. It's still my nonprofit. I established it in 2017. After being laid off, I just really wanted to present the community with an alternative to going in and engaging with art. So we would show art in non-traditional spaces like coffee shops or record shops, and then also traditional art spaces like galleries and museums. So it was a bridge connector between the community, people who were curious about art, and just really providing them a safe space to show up and see it.
And this was before you got your gallery, too?
Yes.
So y'all were actually what you call doing pop-ups at other places?
Yes, and just establishing relationships with other galleries and institutions. When it became really popular, those spaces would reach out to me and say, hey, can you bring in, a group of people to do a tour of our museum? And that was a great opportunity because a lot of people never even experienced being in a museum before.
Yeah, somewhat kind of like I was when I first came to your show.
Mm-hmm.
So when you transitioned, we talked a little bit about it in the kitchen. What made you just all the way just jump right in besides you losing your job, that thought process coming from losing your job into an art gallery and being one of the let's go back.
Yes.
When was the last time in Dallas-Fort Worth that a female alone had an art gallery?
1990.
Wow.
In Deep Ellum, Stephanie Ward. She was the first and only Black woman-owned contemporary art gallery in Dallas. And unfortunately, with gentrification, she was pushed out of Deep Ellum. And if you know the history behind Deep Ellum, that was like the Harlem of Dallas.
Right.
A lot of Black entrepreneurs were founded and established in Deep Ellum. And so gentrification came and they pushed her out.
And here it is. Well, that's what 30-some years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're around as a Black female. This is very important to where sometimes you learn your history, because I learned some history from your show when I came to your art gallery, and now I'm sitting here with you, and 30 years later we have the first Black female again with her own art gallery.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to that, the most important thing of being an artist, when someone approached you to be put together a show in your art, what would that, if you could tell that artist, what would it be to get in your gallery?
It's the narrative, I believe. I think a lot of artists being in other spaces, and I'm using the word loosely, a lot of the spaces are white owned. And so when it comes to Black contemporary art, they create a facade of what Black culture looks like. And so a lot of times the Black artists are limited in what they can show. They either want you to over-exaggerate Blackness or undervalue Blackness.
Right.
And so my gallery, we don't do that. I don't censor my artists. I want them to have their own narrative that's theirs and true to who they are. And I believe people resonate with that.
Would you being said what you just said about the artists when it comes to their culture about not being able to get into some of the art galleries, what would be the obstacles of not getting your gallery?
Well, we're fortunate. This first year, I have had 11 artists that I've exhibited, and I built relationships with them during the past 4 years of establishing Black sheep art culture. Right now, we're booked until 2024 with artists. Next year, I'll be bringing in international artists. But I really want the artists to send me their work. There's other opportunities out here for me to curate in different spaces to show their work. If they can't get into the gallery immediately, they have other opportunities to show. I want us to diversify the city, and so any opportunity I have for them to exhibit, I'll make sure I do that.
The one thing, Daisha, that I noticed when I came to your show, at first, I didn't realize you was the owner because I thought you was the artist, because the way you approach your artist, I hadn't been to those areas and been in that field before, but you did show the respect of being the partner with the artist. So you, before that partner, the artist even got to speak, you were walking around, introducing everybody. You knew more just about the art as he did when he got taught. And that makes it more important. I learned from an older guy a long time ago. You have to have product knowledge for something. If you don't believe in the product, how you gonna get someone else to believe in it? And I watched you, how you walked around the room and you touched and you talked to people. And you was very approachable when it came to that. So when it came for him to come up, it was so much easier for him to where if anyone was gonna buy anything, they was starting to buy it because of what you already did in the beginning. So that was very amazing to me. That was my first art show I went to as well.
Good.
So
we like to take out that awkwardness of being in the gallery. It could be really intimidating. A lot of people feel like art is only accessible for the wealthy and the elite, and it's not. We legitimize so many of these spaces, and so my space will always be a safe space, a comfortable space for you to come in and engage with art, ask questions. What we're building here is generational wealth. Black-owned business. but we're promoting LGBTQI plus artists, artists with disabilities, and BIPOC artists. So we have a wide range of art that we show, but that's important. I want
Right.
people to feel the spirit of the work, and if I can articulate that through what I say, then yeah, it's a blessing.
You know, earlier we talked about your husband and your family. Do those guys get into the art world as similar as you do as well?
They do. My daughter, she's a creative. She's a
Okay.
Gemini too.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow. Your
my
husband,
gosh.
your daughter?
And my mother.
That's kind of how I was in my
Yeah.
house. My daughter is a Gemini and I'm a Gemini, so
Really?
everybody, you know.
Surrounded by
Yeah.
y'all. But the boys are very creative. We teach our children to be their own entrepreneur. You know, we set them up with LLCs early on, so they don't have to fear, you know, working for someone else. We're going to teach you a way to establish wealth for yourself.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
That's major. So tell everyone when is the next big event that you're going to have.
So we have our current show, After Dark. William Tolliver, he is an amazing surrealist artist here in Dallas. His show runs until January 14th.
Wow. So now that one's coming up. Do anybody, the public, or you have to be invited to some of the
It's
shows?
free. It's free and open to the public.
Okay.
We're open 6 days a week, and Tuesday through Saturday. Well, we're off Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
So 5 days a week from 12 to 6.
Okay.
And you can find us online, Daystroport Gallery. And we're very transparent about our pricing as far as like the art is concerned, but we want you to come in and engage with the art and get that experience.
What's the address to you?
2111 Sylvan Avenue. I was very specific about being in West Dallas.
Right.
So we're located right between Trinity Groves and Bishop Arts.
That's a perfect location. I've been over there. Like I say, it's beautiful. And DaishaBoard.com. And that's
Daisha Gallery.
Gallery.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming on the show. Much
you.
more success.
Thank you.
And if you guys have seen anything today that you want on the menu, we're open in 2 locations. Arlington, 130 East Bardin Road. We open 6 days a week there, close on Tuesdays. And our newest location, 3704 West Camp Wisdom, Dallas, Texas. Each and every Saturday right here at 10:30 a.m. Dallas, Texas, sister station in Oklahoma City, and also stream on Hulu. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. See you guys next week.